Hello, and welcome to another episode of Walk the Dog Cinema. Here we got Roka. She's out and about here with me, exploring. We are getting into the new normal, getting different routes in, different walking routine. It's been a change for Roka. She misses Grandma. Though Grandma's doing good at her new place, Roka kind of has been missing her, but after the last few days, she's kind of getting into the groove of a new routine. Roka's kind of a machine. Her herding dog side really locks in, and like I said, she's a wonderful dog, and but she's definitely one to be in her routines, and just got to get her walks, and just kind of helps everything, along with just getting comfortable with the environment, and just to have a normal life for her. So but the good news is, for me, a little bit more consistency with my reviews. I've been so scattershot that lately haven't had a lot of views, but that's okay. I enjoy just talking about movies. But today, gonna talk about A Better Tomorrow 2. I decided that after watching A Better Tomorrow, I'd take a gander and watch part 2, and to say is interesting. Definitely felt a little more John Woo on the action sequences. The melodrama is pretty high, and it felt more like kind of not, I wouldn't say OG John Woo, but the action sequences definitely, when they do hit, feel like John Woo when I discovered him. But if I would have seen A Better Tomorrow and never knew John Woo, and then kind of saw this, I think I kind of would have been maybe a little bit more blown away. But like I said, I kind of saw him for the first time with Hard Target, found the killer right off the back, Hard Boiled right off the back. And so getting into his other stuff is a little bit different when you kind of see the best of them, and then you kind of work backwards. So interesting. But today we're going to talk about A Better Tomorrow 2, and let's get it going. So yeah, John Woo's A Better Tomorrow 2, interesting film. On certain levels it is better than the first one, but on other levels it's kind of not. It really is a very mixed bag. The story, to me the story is not as good. Doesn't have as much heart and humanness. I love the brother dynamic in the very first one as opposed to this one, though the original actors all are back, which is kind of cool. If you know the first film, Chow Yun-fat basically has no chance of ever returning with that character, but yet he returns, kind of as that character, but not that character. And he's a twin in this one. It's very just kind of out there to get him back into the movie, and I'm fine with that because Chow Yun-fat again steals the film. But the other issue is it's kind of a neat premise where the original brother, who's bad, who goes to jail, is taken out of jail to kind of get an old friend, secretly get into the organization to see if he is being a criminal again with the triads. The triads, though, are going after this friend. He's really not inherently bad anymore. He's trying to clean up, but it's kind of cool that you have this your old problems come back to haunt you, and so in that regard, I kind of like the premise of the movie. how we get there, how it all gets done, not so much. I read that there was a lot of behind the scenes back and forth shenanigans, in the sense that John Woo had a certain way to look at it, Choi Hark had another way of looking at it. They edited the film in completely different manners, kind of spliced it together as a compromise, and the movie is kind of a mess in that regard. So basically, it almost feels like the action sequences are John Woo and some of the human elements are Choi Hark. And the reason I say that is just because I'm not the biggest proponent of Choi Hark. Like I said, usually his movies to me are a little bit of a mess. I might revisit them because, like I said, when I was younger, I checked them out, didn't really dig them. Maybe I have a different view as a wiser older guy. But the other aspect of it is that so the drama and everything that propels this movie, like I said, is kind of all over the place a little bit. And then it takes place in two different spots, China and New York. And that kind of drags the movie a little bit because we spend too much time in each zone where things are supposed to be happening concurrently, and it doesn't really feel that way. But and the movie on a certain level, yes, it kind of gets going, but it really doesn't get going until the midpoint, where we get kind of Chow Yun-fat, who's protecting the friend of the first protagonist, in this sequence where they're kind of running from the triads. How the triads figure out that he's still alive and in New York, I kind of forgot in the film if it even says it. But the action sequence that precedes all of this, where they do figure it out and go after it, and Chow Yun-fat does, and John Woo do John Woo things. It is a ballet of gun fu that is up there. Love that sequence. It's just kind of really cool and just violent and action-packed and a lot to it. That action sequence is awesome. Doesn't feel as video gamey as sometimes John Woo can get, but like I said, it really has a punch and just that kind of kinetic energy that you just go, wow, that's crazy. Another place where the film falters, and this is where I think the meddling comes in. I mean, I don't know, but the cop, good brother from the very first one, has a fate in this one that's supposed to be very dramatic and over the top, and I get what they were going for here, but I think it undermines the first movie in so many ways. I think it's a horrible choice what happens to him in this. Sorry about that, I'm discussing spoilers here, but I think it's an awful choice. And kind of undercuts the movie for me a little bit. Like I said, it kind of ruins that whole aspect of what the first film meant to me a little bit. If you've never seen the first one and you kind of watch this one, I guess it works on a very tragic level in that sense, and adds some fuel to the fire, but it really isn't needed. But the other aspect, though, is the last 20 minutes of this movie is just gonzo. The action sequence is just beyond crazy. It is a lot of fun. It's kind of very video game-esque. But at the same time, there's just this like great controlled chaos to it all. But it is gonzo. It's so out there with the body count and just how it just kind of pours out that it was kind of John Woo maybe throwing his hands up and just going, you know what? Since I really don't like this film, I'm just gonna just go all out and see what I can get away with. Somehow the scene does work in the most crazy, kind of diabolical way. It is an action spectacle, but it isn't like Hard Boiled, where Hard Boiled was very controlled, very just dynamic. This is just like absolute chaos. And like I said, if you want to take anything from it, I would say Tarantino basically for Kill Bill Volume 1, at the very end, basically reenacted the ending when the bride is basically just chopping everybody up, going after the 99, basically. I mean, literally, it's that. And this mansion, I don't know how it holds all the bodies and just the craziness that's going on, but the scene works, and it's rather comic bookish in that regard. Like I said, it is a good action sequence. It just keeps going and going, and it's dynamic, and then it ends, and it's kind of like, oh, that's cool, and you just go, wow, what did I just watch? That's just wild. So it's an interesting movie, to say the least, in that regard. The two action sequences are good. The middle one's the best one for me. It's very John Woo for me. Melodrama isn't done as well in this one. And, I'd say if you like the first one, give this one a watch. It isn't a boring movie. All in all, fun effort to watch. It's kind of a footnote for me. Would I watch it again? Maybe a long time down the road. There's much better John Woo films to watch, and he personally really doesn't like the movie in and of itself, and that kind of shows a little bit here, like I said. But I think give it a gander and see what you think. Let me know in the comments what you think about the movie, or what your favorite John Woo film is in that regard. But have fun watching movies, and enjoy yourselves. Have a good one, everybody.